Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the FM show. I'm Curtis.
And I'm Tom.
And we have a very exciting episode for you today. We're going to be running through all of the headline features for Football Manager 2019. So, without any further ado, let's get straight into it. Yes, that's right. It is the headline features. That time of the year has come once again. It's such an exciting time. We get to show you guys everything new in Football Manager 2019. Well, not quite everything, because
Not quite everything.
Today we're just talking about our headline features for Football Manager 2019, but for a greater look at the hundreds of features that go in every single year, we're going to be spreading them out across a bunch of different platforms, aren't we? There's going to be stuff on Twitter, stuff on Facebook, all of our social platforms. Keep your eyes out on those. We'll be dropping different feature drops throughout the next couple of weeks. Just keep your eyes on all of our social channels, and that's the best way to find it. We've got a lot to cover in this episode. We really do. So I'd recommend you guys stay for the duration and make sure you see all the features.
There's a good one at the end.
There is a fantastic one at the end. And on top of that, it's also good to know that if you want a kind of deeper dive into the features, there will also be some feature blogs on the footballmanager.com website, which will be linked directly to down below, and you can just see anything you want about all of these new features with screenshots, videos.
The works.
It is absolutely the works. So enough waffling on. Should we get into the first feature?
Let's jump into it.
Let's go. Let's kick off with arguably the most noticeable feature when you first load up the game.
Definitely.
And that is the fresh new look to the user interface, the UI. Tell us about it, Tom.
So obviously when we announced the game back in August, you'd have seen also our rebrand, which is very exciting. New logo, new look, and we've integrated that into the game because we're really proud of it. I think it looks great. So you'll notice that the game's a lot more purple now. Purple's our primary colour for FM going forward. So things like the player profile, they look absolutely great. The home page looks great.
Really pops.
There's lots of really good stuff in there.
We've got a new font.
New
to
font
match up
as well.
with our font.
And also the logo replacing where the old logo is used. So It's really been built into the game in a way that the brand really hasn't been before. It's really exciting. Also, excitingly, there's a lot more variety now between each save because your club colours are going to be more represented throughout the game. So in the background behind the panels and also integrated into the new skin will be your club colours. So
amazing.
Each save's going to feel different, which is great.
Exactly. You're managing Watford and it is just a really popping bright yellow, which, as you said, really helps to differentiate between your saves. Quite often you'll go from a Watford save to a Wimbledon save and it doesn't look that different.
Yeah.
You know which save you're on, you know which club you're managing, and it kind of really helps to bring you at the heart of that club's identity. It sounds a bit crazy, but it really does.
But also then when you click on the sidebar, the little indicator to show what section you're on, that's also in the club colours. So it's nice little touches like that really help make each save feel a bit more immersive.
Yeah, and of course, as we said, if you want to find a little bit more out about the UI, head over to the feature blog. We don't want to overload you with information in this first episode.
There's a lot of really good screens on that as well.
There really is. Should we jump straight into the next feature?
Why not? We're on a roll.
Next up, we have the managerial induction system. This is something that we and a lot of you guys are very passionate about. It's important not only for new users to be able to get to grips with the game, but also the hardcore users to familiarise themselves a little bit quicker with the new features coming into the game.
Yeah.
The new managerial induction system is fully interactive and it guides you through every key aspect of Football Manager 2019, and it doesn't even take you away from your save, does it, Tom?
No, when you first turn up the club, you'll get an induction schedule delivered to your inbox, and it's really up to you when you go through that induction schedule.
Exactly, yeah, and we're not going to tell you too much about it. We're going to let you guys dive into it yourself. So that's enough for the manager inductions. Let's jump into the next section. Headline feature number 3, and arguably the most eagerly anticipated of the lot. That is the complete revamp to training in Football Manager 2019. We're so excited to finally be able to deliver this to you guys. And we hope you guys are just as excited to try it out. Tom, tell us a bit about the complete revamp.
Now, obviously, this has been one of the most popularly requested features of the lot. And yeah, it is a complete revamp to the way training works. So obviously, training before was good, but it didn't really offer the same level of depth or control as other areas of the game. So now that's really been brought to the fore. So whereas before you had one training session a day, you now get 3. So there's 3 different sessions you can customise to your heart's content. The level of detail in terms of the sessions you can choose from as well. I mean, before we had a handful of selections like attacking, defending, general training, whereas now you can go into depths of things like chance creation, aerial defence.
One of the things I like, a complete random one, if you're a newly promoted side, you can just focus on set pieces. If you've got a big man up top and some amazing centre backs for winning headers, you can just spend the entire week doing different set piece drills, attacking and defending them. And then you can focus on set pieces, and like that's a way you can play. Which opens a new thing up.
You can do things like, if you've got a really, really big match, you can tailor a schedule for that week to suit that team.
A big match. Yeah,
you can even do things like send your players out to do a bit of community outreach. Go and spend some time. There's some great stuff.
The options are genuinely just there's so many, and it's not until you really get to sit down and have a play and kind of cultivate your training style, if that makes sense, and really kind of like make it your own. It's not until you do that you realise just how deep it is this year, which is great.
I mean, there's a load of new stuff in there as well, like your team now training units, so you'll have like an attacking unit, a defensive unit, a goalkeeping unit, and so, for example, something like chance creation, your defenders will be trying to stop the attackers creating chances, which we didn't really reflect before in the game. Individual training's seen a huge revamp now. Players can work on set pieces. They can stay behind after training and work on set pieces. They can focus on the injury rehab. They can work on specific areas of weakness in their game, so not just individual attributes, but more things like their attacking movement, that sort of thing. There's a whole load of really interesting stuff in there. We've introduced training ratings as well, so now you'll get a news item every week from your coaches saying how players are getting on in training. So you can see, if you've got a young player who's really, really putting the effort in, really getting, getting some rewards out of his training, you can easily see.
You'll know.
And if you've got
you can reward him
exactly, you can put him in the first team.
Exactly.
There's a whole load of stuff in there. I recommend you go and check out the feature blog. There's more than we can go into in this episode.
We've not even scratched the surface.
Absolutely.
So make sure you check out the feature blog, and of course, just keep your eyes peeled for in the new game, because you're going to spend a lot of time really making this your own if you want to, because you can also just leave it to your assistant and let the game do it.
If you don't want to take charge from a training round, you don't have to. You can still hand it off to your assistant.
As always, it's in your hand. But that's that for training. Let's move on to the next feature. So our next headline feature is one that has been heavily discussed in football over the last few years in general, and is one that we're really delighted to be able to bring this into Football Manager 2019 this year. That is VAR, goal line tech, and just all of the visual representation that comes with the changes to refereeing over the last few years. So this means there will be an active VAR little telly in the corner that the refs will go and run to. There will be goal line tech that will be visible on screen, all this good stuff. But it's only going to be relevant in the leagues that actually have this in real life. So, for example, the Bundesliga has VAR in it. So, if you're managing in the Bundesliga, you will experience VAR. But if you're managing a league that doesn't have this technology in real life, it won't be in Football Manager.
Exactly.
And it really is a real deep actual representation of it. If you're managing the Bundesliga, the referee will stop play if he believes something needs to go to replay, run over to his telly in the corner, walk back on, make a decision, get the game back on. It works for that, it works with offsides, loads of really cool things. We'll pop some stuff on the screen now so you guys can get a bit of a visual representation. But it's really nice to get it in the game this year.
And also, obviously, like in real life, the fact that stuff like VAR, goal and tech has been such a talking point, it will get picked up outside of a match as well. So you'll see things on social media, in the match report talking about it. You may get asked about it in a press conference. So it's really been integrated into the wider game as well. But outside of VAR and goal line tech, there's a wide range of new match changes for FM19, which you can read about in the feature blog. There's some really good stuff on there, particularly regarding animations, and also the way that the roles have been working in game now as well. So I'd definitely recommend checking those out.
Definitely check out the link down below. But that's that for the match. Next up is a feature that we kind of like pseudo announced it last year. Some of you guys would have heard about this before, but not everyone. That is the inclusion of the Bundesliga in Football Manager 2019. This year, the Bundesliga is fully licensed. That means you have every club name, club badge, player faces,
kits,
the full works. The Bundesliga is fully licensed, and along with that, we get something a little extra, don't we, Tom?
We can finally sell the game in Germany. It's been a long, long time coming. As part of the Bundesliga license, that allows us to actually go and sell the game, which I know a lot of our German fans have been crying out for, which means it's finally here. And as well as that,
fully translated
from day one, so you'll be able to play the game in German language as well.
Very, very exciting stuff. So if you've never managed in the Bundesliga before, this year is the year to do it. So
I've already started my save. I'm loving it.
Don't tell him that. Anyway, enough with the Bundesliga. It's going to be amazing. Let's move on to the next feature. So, as in previous years, tactics have been set in a way where you kind of have one set of tactics, and to change the way it works on and off the ball, you have to use player instructions and be a bit crafty with how you make that work. This year, Tom, tactics are split up into 3 different sections: attacking, in transition, and defending. This is something that has been requested
a lot.
Millions of times, and we have implemented it in Football Manager 2019 for the first time, which is incredibly exciting. Tell us a little bit more about it.
Yeah, as Coach said, you've now got 3 different areas of team instructions. So when you're in possession, you're focusing on how you're looking to attack and how you're taking advantage of gaps in your opponent's defence. Most excitingly, I think, of in transition options, because that can really change how you play. You know, you can opt to counter. When you're with the ball, you can look to counter press without the ball, or maybe you want to be a bit more contained and just regain your shape.
Yeah.
But my favourite new area of the team instructions, the goalkeeper distribution options.
Amazing.
I mean, I always like to get my goalkeeper trying to, play short, quick passes and throws.
Yeah, and of course, in the past, you could do this if you dive deeper into player
Absolutely,
instructions.
yeah.
And a lot of this is stuff that was slightly there before with player instructions, but this year we're really bringing it to the forefront. Like, it's really important now that you do tailor your team. If you want to play a counter-attacking style, it's important that when your team are winning the ball back, or when you're in transition, that this player's running up here and you've got the opportunity to distribute it out to that player quickly with a long throw, with a kick. There's so many options now with the tactics that you can really create your style. Talking of styles, however,
I'm glad you did that.
There are also a lot of preset styles this year. So if you want to play tiki-taka football, you click a button and it gives you kind of a base to build your tiki-taka style around. You can, of course, change it to how you want it to be, but it's there. You've got the main styles. You have tiki-taka, gegenpress, loads of different ways you can set your squad up, but then you can make those micro changes to make it play exactly how you want it to play.
Yeah.
So this year, the tactical changes are immense, in my opinion. Like, there's so much you can do now and really put your own stamp on your squad.
Absolutely, and with the tactical styles, you can tailor stuff based. It pre-selects things like your player roles and it advises you on what formations to choose. But say, for example, you're playing a long career save. You're starting off in the lower leagues, and you don't really have the squad to be playing a gegenpress or a tiki-taka style. There's things in there like, more rudimentary stuff, like route 1, more direct counter-attack style. So you can do all that and then change your style as you progress through the game, which I think is quite interesting.
Absolutely.
Obviously, something that you would have to spend quite a lot of time doing previously. You'd have to really know the nuances of the tactical system in the game. Whereas now it's sort of all there for you, and you can still tailor stuff. You can still change formation easily enough. You can still change the instructions to suit your team better. But it's really great to actually be able to get your philosophy across in an easy way. I mean, I'm always someone who likes to have a very clear philosophy. So
it doesn't really work though, does it, Tom?
Well, last year it didn't. I'm still I've gone back to the drawing board. I'm like,
I think you're going to be at the drawing board.
I'm like Plato. I develop over time. I am always thinking. But this year it's going to be really exciting to see what styles people create, because you can also share styles as well.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So it's going to be really exciting.
And whilst we're still on the topic of tactics, we are going to be doing another episode of the FM show, both on tactics and then also scouting and training, where not only will we be telling you guys some deeper features and some more exciting, deeper dive into the features, but we'll also be giving you advice on how to implement them as best possible.
Yeah.
So keep your eyes peeled over the next couple of weeks for more episodes of the FM show, where we really dive deeper into these new features and tell you guys a little bit more about it. But I think we've done a good job covering the features today.
Well, absolutely. I hope we've whet your appetite a little bit. And obviously, if you want more information, go and read the feature blogs.
Exactly. That's the best way to do it. There's going to be, as we've mentioned before, deeper dive in the feature blogs, but also there will be a lot of minor features that will be posted in different feature drops on our social media channels and all that good stuff.
There's a lot of stuff to come, isn't there?
There is so much stuff still to come. So if we've just started you off here with these headline features, there's still loads more minor details to come that I'm sure you guys will be very, very excited about. But I want to say thank you so much for watching this episode of the FM show. We're really excited to be able to announce the features in such a raw way for you guys this year, and hopefully you're as excited for Football Manager 2019 as we are. Of course, the game will be released on November 2nd, and if you pre-order now on Steam, you get early access to the pre-release beta approximately 2 weeks before November 2nd. So there will be a link down below to check out the Steam page as well. But thank you so much for watching. Like this video if you have enjoyed it.
And don't forget to leave your comments and feedback in the comments box below.
And of course, there will be so much content going up on the Football Manager YouTube channels over the next couple of months. So be sure to hit that subscribe button to make sure you are the first person to see whenever we upload. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.